We go live to Venezuela for the closing ceremony of the historical world meeting on the validity of the Bolivarian thought of Commander Hugo Chávez in the 21st century.
Que ha contado con líderes y lideresas sociales y políticos de más de 60 países. Vamos a darle un aplauso a nuestros invitados, invitadas, visitantes, queridos visitantes, que han venido con la verdad de sus pueblos a compartir en este seminario sobre la vigencia del
seminar about the ideas of Hugo Chávez Frias in the 21st century, his legacy and strengths of our people. His ideas and actions of our commander. I want to say hi to General Raúl Castro from Cuba. A revolutionary greeting to Nicaraguan President, Commander Daniel Ortega, Bolivian President Luis Arce, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister from Dominica, Gary Roosevelt, to Rafael Correa, Evo Morales, Manuel Zelaya, to Diosdado Cabello, Delcy Rodríguez, to everyone here present. Everyone here present for this act, to all singers, to the youth movement, dancing movement, all these young people, to all intellectuals present, to Ignacio Ramonet, Joao Pedro, Ricardo Patiño, Atilio Borón, to Roland Lumumba, Manolo de los Santos, to Aleida Guevara, Abel Prieto, Sisto Pereira, to the Bolivarian hero Oscar López Rivera, he was kidnapped 33 years in the imperialism prisons. He's always welcome here in Venezuela. Mexican Deputy Hector Diaz, from South Africa, Marla Mandela, the grandkid of Nelson Mandela, former governor from Paraná, it's a great friend from our commander, former president from the Ecuadorian Assembly, the Brazilian writer Fernando Moraes, from Guinea-Bissau, Frankie Rosette Lopez,
a la presidenta de la Federación Democrática Internacional de Mujeres, compañera Lorena Peña, a la integrante del Foro de los Pueblos de Estados Unidos de América, Claudia de la Cruz, al alcalde de Recoleta, de Chile, Daniel Jadwe, al compañero de Chile, Alejandro Navarro,
to Alejandro Navarro from Chile,
de Argentina,
from Argentina, Leila Pasos, to everyone, every delegates and in be welcome. Also to the ambassadors from all countries present here in Venezuela. Our special greeting. We celebrate this event for the past few days to remember the spirit, the immortal spirit of our Commander Chavez. And I want to begin this event where we are going to listen to our friends who came from all over the world with the video to remember, always present, our Commander Hugo Chávez. Let's see this video.
Básicamente el comandante Hugo Chávez nace en el pueblo de Sabaneta, estado Barinas.
Nace un revolucionario.
Y ideológicamente nacen las tres raíces.
De esa gallardía de Ezequiel Zamora.
Raíces afrodesonianas.
Él siempre estaba leyendo Bolívar. Le dio las llaves y el conocimiento a cada bandera de lucha.
¡Pueblo colombiano! He recibido de ustedes una lluvia de amor.
Era una persona entregado a su pueblo. El presidente Chávez era uno.
Para mí Hugo Chávez fue un estratega.
Humilde.
Y era como una brújula, tú lo seguías. Era como un imán. Hugo Chávez le cantaba al pueblo, a la naturaleza.
Le cantaba a cada expresión social que veía.
Chávez cantaba desde su corazón. Chávez logró muchas cosas.
Hizo el despertar de toda Latinoamérica.
Chávez le dio un sentido a la democracia, un sentido al socialismo.
El socialismo es amor, construyámoslo.
El presidente Chávez a Venezuela le dejó la patria. Perdimos al comandante en una siembra física, pero aquí estamos con él.
Para este pueblo nunca muere Chávez.
Se hizo millones. Chávez vive en los corazones de los que seguimos la revolución. Él es parte de nosotros. Se le recuerda con mucho cariño.
Hemos avanzado sobre esa brecha junto al presidente Nicolás Maduro.
Por aquí pasó, compadre.
Bueno, Chávez realmente pasó por diferentes maneras en nuestra vida. Uno, en el tema de formación.
Me enseñó que uno debe estudiar.
El comandante Chávez se quedó en mí en el tema del liderazgo, de mi corazón y mis ideales.
Chávez estará siempre en cada corazón de este pueblo venezolano. Una persona como Hugo Chávez no se puede olvidar.
Ahora sí, me despido. Por ahora. Cantar como yo canto no se aprende en ningún libro. Eso se aprende en el llano, comenzando desde niño. Como se aprende a enlazar a media cabeza un novillo. Bueno, vamos a empezar entonces
Let's begin
esta jornada de
this event,
clausura,
this closing ceremony,
de encuentro latinoamericano, caribeño y mundial,
this Latin American and world meeting honoring our Commander Hugo Chávez
con la lectura
with
de
the
un
reading
grupo de conclusiones
of the following conclusions
de las deliberaciones, de los debates
from the debates
en
and
el
meetings
encuentro
during this
sobre el
world meeting.
pensamiento, vigencia del pensamiento bolivariano de nuestro comandante Hugo Chávez en el siglo XXI. Tenemos al intelectual argentino
We have here with us
y latinoamericano Atilio Borón,
Atilio
quien va a
Borón,
compartir la lectura
who's going to
de
read
este documento
this
que nos
document.
entregan como orientaciones centrales del encuentro mundial que se ha desarrollado en nuestro país del 3 de marzo al día de hoy, 5 de marzo. Atilio Borón, por favor.
Declaración de la Red de Intelectuales y Artistas en Defensa de la Humanidad, capítulo argentino, para el pueblo bolivariano y su presidente Nicolás Maduro Moro. A 10 años de la siembra del
After 10 years
Hugo Chávez,
of the passing of Hugo Chávez Frías,
identidad revolucionaria,
this great revolutionary identity
y potente, solo pudo habernos legado un líder del
only
tamaño de
could
su
left to us
En la vida
from such a
y las
leader.
luchas trazadas por Hugo Chávez están todas
During
las
his
gestas
life, there have been
emancipadoras
all
y
the
revolucionarias
fightings
de la
and revolutionary
historia insurgente
fightings
de nuestra América.
from our
En Chávez
America.
está la sangre de nuestros líderes, lideresas
In
y
Chavez, there's the
mártires
blood of our leaders
carregados
and anonymous
de luz
fighters.
y coraje en nuestros caminos rebeldes. La sangre de Chávez corre en nuestras
Chavez
venas
blood
y nos
goes through our
alimenta
veins.
para continuar humildemente en su lucha. En Chávez vivieron desde Jesús,
In Chavez,
Gualtepuro, Bolívar, Juana Zurrí,
lived
hasta el
from Bolivar
Perón,
to Che,
Eve,
Fidel, and Nestor.
Chávez y el chavismo nos hechizaron con
Chavez
su
and Chavismo,
revitalización de la historia. Empezamos a querer saber, aprender,
we began to
rescatar a
know,
las heroínas
to,
y a los
to
héroes
rescue
de
the
carne y
heroine
hueso,
and
sacarlos
heroes,
del bronce, ver las contradicciones y verles como expresión de la lucha de clases de su época, como arcilla con la que construir un presente de emancipación, retomando esas experiencias con sus virtudes y sus errores. Chávez nos contagió de rebeldía y nos
Chavez taught us about
triunfo de la
revolutionary
nacional y social.
until the triumph of the revolution.
Intelectuales y artistas en defensa de la humanidad, tenemos claro que el presidente
We have very clear that President Nicolás Maduro Moros and the heroic people of Venezuela that today resist the most brutal attack from the imperialism. Chavez is present. He shows this man
amoroso que tan dignamente conduce a la revolución bolivariana a la victoria, y Maduro por eso es un presidente pueblo, digno hijo de Chávez. En la segunda fase de este ciclo
in this second phase of this process.
hoy con Chávez tenemos que reafirmarnos en el antiimperialismo.
Today we reaffirm the anti-imperialism.
legado del comandante,
We have to study the legacy of our commander,
continuando el combate por
to honor it and continue fighting for a free world and just world. This is our task.
la radical de los pueblos, por el
For a radical democracy, for socialism,
Chávez hasta la victoria,
with Chavez until the victory.
el Caribe y el mundo. ¡Viva Chávez!
Long live Chavez and long live Maduro.
Firman esto, presidente, Estela Caloni, Fernando Buenaventura,
This document is signed
Amado Boudou, Paula Clatco, quien les habla, y una larga lista de intelectuales.
from a long list of intellectuals from Argentina.
Intelectuales en defensa de la humanidad. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Gracias, queridos amigos, amigas.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias por las orientaciones.
Thank you for this concept, this beautiful concept,
para la construcción del poder popular, para la construcción
to build our dreams, our present dreams, and our future dreams from our homeland. As Simón Bolívar said, for us, our homeland is America. And as José Martí said, the homeland is humanity, it's whole humanity. Thank you very much to Atilio and all intellectuals from this movement, to all leaders that have been present here in this ceremony. I want to give the floor to some of these political leaders present here who have joined us all these moments they're present here tells us so much about what has been done. It tells us so much about the fighting that's yet to be done. I want to give the floor to Rafael Correa so he can greet to us from Ecuador. Thank you very much, Mr. President. To all presidents, to acting presidents, former presidents, and the public here, especially to the Venezuelan people. This morning, through a beautiful ceremony that we did at a Minister of Finance from Ecuador. Ecuador was totally taken by the right. But since he was a man that foresee the future, immediately he supported me, and from there we began a friendship that it became a brotherhood between two men. I think we all need the commander. It seems like it was yesterday on March 5th that you called me, that a hospital was destroyed. We were attending an emergency, and he said it was the latest hours of the commander. It was a very hurtful notice when we returned on a plane from Quito. We already received the notice then that the commander has passed away. But of course the news was devastating, but hope remains. That hope that he created. He was also a sensible man, and Chavez still lives. He's among us. This is the best gift that we can give him. The best gift we can give him is never give up. Today, Venezuela, but with Chavez's example the Venezuelan people will resist.
¡Chávez vive! ¡Chávez vive! Hasta la victoria siempre, comandante eterno.
Gracias, Rafael, muchas gracias.
Thank you, Rafael. Thank you very much.
Bueno, queremos también escuchar
We also want to listen
de solidaridad y de unión continental del compañero Evo Morales Alma.
Evo Morales.
Muchas gracias,
Thank you very much,
hermano presidente Nicolás.
Mr. President.
Primero, agradecer por la
First,
invitación
I want to thank for the
a
invitation
este acto tan importante
to this important meeting
para dar homenaje
to honor,
y recordar
to remember
la gran lucha del hermano
the great
Hugo Chávez,
fight from our brother Hugo Chávez.
un hermano del alma.
He was a very dear brother.
Lucha. Chávez como político,
Chavez, as a politician, was a great revolutionary.
el mejor homenaje a
The
Chávez
greatest
es ser
homage that we can pay to Chavez is be a revolutionary
antiimperialista.
and be anti-imperialist.
El mejor homenaje
The greatest gift
Hugo Chávez
we can give to Commander Hugo Chavez
traicionar la lucha.
is never betray the fight of the people.
Imperio intentó
Imperialism tried so many times to eliminate,
más bien
rather than
convertido inmortal
they turn him into
al hermano
immortal
Hugo Chávez Ríos.
to our brother Hugo Chavez.
Por eso expresar en este momento,
That's why I want to say at this moment,
conocí a Chávez, a Fidel,
I knew Chavez and I knew Fidel
hombres más solidarios del mundo.
as the greatest solidary men. Despite the blockade,
Aprendí de Fidel,
I learned from Fidel and from Chavez.
me decían, Evo,
They
hay que
said to me,
compartir lo poco que
Evo,
tenemos.
we have to share the little we have.
Se me grabó hasta ahora. Por eso mi respeto a la liberación,
That's why my respect
Hugo Chávez Ríos.
to Hugo Chavez.
Tengo algunos recuerdos de dirigentes
I have memories from other union leaders,
cómo Fidel y Hugo planificaban la liberación
but I
de toda
remember
América Latina.
as Fidel and Hugo,
Cómo debatían
they
problemas
planned
sociales.
about
Además de
social
eso,
plans,
no sé si Rafael recuerda,
but also
en la cumbre iberoamericana de jefes de Estado realizado 2004,
a summit that we celebrated in Santa Cruz in 2004.
una reunión.
Chavez invited me to this meeting.
Yo fui a la reunión. Chávez entra, detrás de Chávez entra Lula, detrás de Lula entra Kirchner. A mí me llamó la atención qué estaba pasando.
And in this meeting,
Poco a poco reflexiono
I was reflecting about this.
esa gran iniciativa,
And Chavez, with his
proyectando a un indígena
great
como
initiative,
presidente. A mí me ha sorprendido eso. Tan visionario.
he was a visionary man.
Los programas sociales que debatían,
The social programs they discuss,
las nuevas generaciones.
I want to tell the new generations,
Dirigente sindical todavía. Yo no sé si me invitaron,
I don't know if they'd invited me
pero debatía.
to listen, but Chavez was
Fidel,
debating with Fidel. They would discussing
Fidel le decía a Chávez,
Mission Milagro.
hermano, traen aviones a la gente que tiene problemas de la vista de toda América Latina. Aquí vamos a operar gratuitamente.
Fidel was saying to Chavez to bring all people to operate
A Chávez,
in Cuba.
vamos a gratuitamente operar con misión.
We will operate their site for free.
Perdone, hermano de Cuba, hermano Raúl. Dije, ¿cómo 100,000 gratuitamente?
And I couldn't believe that so many people,
Desde Fidel está loco. 100,000 operar gratuitamente. No podía entender.
I couldn't understand that at the moment.
¿Dónde quiere llegar la presidencia?
Once I was president, thanks to Fidel and Hugo Chavez, we developed this program. And only in my country, 7,000 people. In May 2005, I had problem with my knees. They took me to Cuba for an operation. After the surgery, when I was recovering from the surgery, and one morning Carola visited me, and I was surprised how a vice president could come visit me. And at that time, Fidel called, and he was asking about me. And then I realized how Fidel knew about everything, every solidarity. A couple of weeks after that, I was already walking, and then Chavez visited me. And then Chavez organized a meeting and he invited me. After the meeting, Hugo Chávez and Fidel, they called me to take a picture with me. I don't know if this was planned or not, but Bolivian media, I once again thought they planned and they were encouraged my presidents. That's Chavez and that's Fidel. That is solidarity. I can tell you many stories about our brothers Hugo Chávez, but once again I say that the best way to honor Hugo Chávez and Fidel is to be anti-imperialist. I'm convinced of that. The best way to honor them is to stay united, never negotiate with our enemies, and I took this opportunity the indigenous movement, the history, we all are against anti-imperialism, because in time of colonialism, in the Republic, we were the sector most. That's why thank you very much for inviting me here and for inviting us here. My admiration and respect to the Venezuelan people. To our brother Nicolás Maduro, you already defeat the North American imperialism. The revolutionary in Bolivia is here with you, always with you. We will always be with the revolutionary people from Venezuela. That's why my respect and admiration. Long live Chavez. Thank you very much, Evo Morales. From South America, we go to Central America. Here with us, our brother and companion from
de nuestro comandante Chávez, quisiéramos pedirle su saludo, sus orientaciones.
we want to know from Honduras
Celaya, el gran Mel.
Mr. President,
Obrero Nicolás Maduro, presidentes, expresidentes,
to all former presidents,
vicepresidentes de la República, pueblo de Venezuela.
to the Venezuelan people.
Estos momentos para nosotros
This moment to us
que vivimos esa gesta
who lived and witnessed this fight, this heroic fight,
junto a ustedes, junto al pueblo,
alongside with you and alongside the Latin American people,
momentos de emoción intensa y de trascendencia histórica
these transcendental
de la
moments,
vida y obra del supremo comandante de la revolución
and remember
bolivariana,
our
Hugo
commander
Chávez Frías.
Hugo Chávez Frías.
Quiero enviar un mensaje
I want to send a message
a aquellos que celebraron
to those who celebrate
el fallecimiento de Hugo Chávez,
Hugo Chávez passing,
aquellos que creyeron que por esa
to
causa
those who believed that as a result of this,
el pueblo de Venezuela sería
the Venezuelan people will be easy prey,
aquellos que usan las ONGs y las financian
to those who use the NGOs and finance from Europe and the United States
desestabilizar
to destabilize the process, the revolutionary process of our people,
para aquellos que han intentado asesinar
to those who have tried
los
to
líderes de la
assassinate
revolución bolivariana,
revolutionary leaders from Venezuela,
para aquellos que emprendieron
to those who began political trials, lawfare
dirigentes
against
de Latinoamérica,
union leaders from Latin
para
America,
aquellos que vieron y ejecutaron
to those who gave an
perversamente golpes de Estado en Honduras,
an attempt coup d'état in Brazil, in Paraguay, and in Ecuador,
para aquellos que todavía ejecutan
to those that still
crueles,
carried out
infames genocidio bloqueo
the blockades
a la República Bolivariana de Venezuela,
against the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela,
Nicaragua
against Nicaragua,
y a la hermana República de Cuba,
and against Cuba.
para todos esos aves de mal agüero, fatídicos miembros de la comunidad
To those
internacional,
fanatic members of the international community, you're well mistaken,
porque aquí, después de 10 años
because here, after 10
de
years,
la siembra del comandante,
after the passing of our commander,
aquí estamos
we are still here.
otra vez de nuevo,
We are still once again in Venezuela
presidente obrero Nicolás
with
Maduro,
President Nicolás Maduro,
con Correa, con Evo,
with Correa and Evo,
con Lula da Silva que volvió de
with
la
Lula da
cárcel,
Silva who returned from
con
prison,
Cristina,
and Cristina,
con Raúl, con Daniel, con los presidentes y primeros ministros
with all
de la
presidents and prime minister from Latin America
y del Caribe.
and the Caribbean.
Aquí estamos
We are here.
recordando lo que yo considero como los tres
Remember
principios, Nicolás, de la
the three
presencia
main principles
y del pensamiento de Chávez.
of Chavez ideals.
Primero, su principio
First,
libertador,
the libertarian principle
que avasallaba a todo aquel
that swept away
conservador que se le oponía.
to all those who were against him.
Principio racional de la equidad frente a esa
The
utopía,
equity principle.
frente a las falsas utopías. Chávez era, con su tercer principio práctico
Chavez was a practical man, a revolutionary man.
y voluntario, espontáneo, natural,
He was a natural,
porque mientras exista las formas imperialistas de oprimir a
because
nuestro pueblo,
there's still imperialism,
existirán
there will be women as President Xiomara Castro in Honduras that turned a coup d'etat with the Honduran resistance, with the Honduran people, after 12 years on the streets, and with the support of Latin America. Here we have her daughter. While there's still exploitation to the working class, and there's still denial of democracy, we will remain, and we will return as the indigenous people. We are here, paying honor to Commander Hugo Chávez Frías.
Venceremos, siempre venceremos. Mel Zelaya, pues, por los caminos de Centroamérica, por los caminos de la batalla, y los pueblos siempre vuelven, como dice Cristina.
And people always return, as Cristina.
Siempre consiguen sus caminos para
and people
volver.
Always find their way.
Los pueblos siempre consiguen sus caminos para cultivar victorias. Entre cantos, entre poesía,
between songs and poetry,
dificultades,
among hardships.
Si algo sembró Chávez,
if there's something that Hugo Chávez accomplished and we can remember, is that he taught us that the life of a revolutionary have to be with joy and hope and optimism, to face hardships, always with a smile, always with faith in the people, to trust in the people above all, always go alongside the people. We have applied this Hugo Chávez formula. After these 10 years, there has been the formula to connect, to mobilize, and to activate the strength of the people. Always with the people. Without the people, never. And with this joy and hope, and with this joy, and these beautiful songs that we heard yesterday, and with these songs, and we say to our commander, long live the homeland.
Muchos golpes para matar al chifero y con uno solamente se matará. Cucaracha, aprendete la guaracha y lucha por la unidad, que toda la gente va con la esperanza en la mano, buscando darle a la patria socialismo y dignidad, buscando darle a la patria socialismo y dignidad. Pero lo acorta el poeta cuando se acerca el labriego y surcan juntos la tierra, y aunque la estrella sea grande siempre se verá pequeña, y es de todos la tarea de hacer una patria buena, buena para que vivan todos con bienestar y sin quejas, buena para que la miseria se vaya de Venezuela, buena para que los ríos no lo seque la candela. faltan muchos golpes para matar a jiripero. Y con uno solamente se mata la cucaracha. Apréndete la guaracha y lucha por la unidad. Que toda la gente va con la esperanza en la mano, buscando darle a la patria socialismo y dignidad. Buscando darle a la patria socialismo y dignidad. ¡Vamos! Vamos, que el camino es largo, pero lo acorta el obrero cuando se acerca la mar y ya abraza al marinero, y al acercarse el lucero a la vera de la luna, el cantor con su cantar va venciendo la amargura y dice que es tiempo ya de que el pueblo gane una, y dice que es tiempo ya de que el pueblo gane una. ¡Vámonos, pues! Vamos, que el camino es largo, pero lo acorta el empeño que le pone el pescador cuando va moviendo el remo y recuerda la verdad que a su alma maravilla. Adiós rogando pero remando hasta llegar a la orilla. Adiós rogando pero remando hasta llegar a la orilla. Pues, hacen falta muchos golpes para matar al chiripero, y con uno solamente se mata la cucaracha. Apréndete la guaracha y lucha por la unidad. Que toda la gente va con la esperanza en la mano, buscando darle a la patria socialismo y dignidad. Buscando darle a la patria socialismo y dignidad. Chiqui. Se oye el estudiante alegre convidar al artesano para cortar por lo sano y hacer una patria buena, unida en un calorcito que mante su escalofrío. Porque causa pena, amigo, que pase un cuarto de siglo y deje un cuarto vacío. Que pase un cuarto de siglo y deje un cuarto vacío. ¡Vámonos a ver! ¡Que viva Chávez! Hacen falta muchos golpes para matar al chiripero, y con uno solamente se mata la cucaracha. Apréndete la guaracha y lucha por la unidad. Que toda la gente va con esperanza en la mano, buscando darle a la patria socialismo y dignidad. Buscando darle a la patria socialismo y dignidad. ¡Vámonos, pues! La patria buena, la que soñó nuestro comandante Chávez. La patria bonita y bella. ¡Que viva Chávez! ¡Que viva la patria! ¡Que viva la patria grande! ¡Hasta la victoria siempre!
El canto de Alí. Otra vendrá.
Once again, the songs
Vendrá otra, pero todavía no.
from Ali. There will be another one.
Todo en su momento. Quiero saludar de manera muy especial
I want to say hi.
la presencia de altas autoridades del Estado
Present
venezolano,
here from authorities from all over Venezuela.
la doctora magistrada,
Among us is
presidenta del
the
Tribunal
magistrate, the
Superior de
president
Justicia,
for the Supreme,
la doctora Gutiérrez,
Dr. Gutierrez.
Gladys Gutiérrez. Igual se encuentra el presidente
Here with us,
del cuarto poder, el poder ciudadano.
the people's power.
Poder ciudadano, Contralor General de la República, doctor Elvis Huidropo.
Dr. Elvis Aporoso.
Elvis Eduardo. Bienvenido siempre.
Be welcome.
Gracias por estar con nosotros.
Thank you for being here with us.
Igual se encuentra entre nosotros el fiscal de la dignidad y la justicia, el fiscal general de la República,
We have
defensor
general
de los
prosecutors,
derechos humanos, redactor de la Constitución de Venezuela, doctor
Dr.
Tarek William
Tarek William Saab,
ídolo de multitudes. Lo quieren, ¿vale?
people love him.
Igual quiero saludar de manera muy especial
I want also to say hi, very especially
a la Fuerza Armada Nacional
our
Bolivariana, en
military,
la persona del general en jefe Vladimir
to General
López,
Vladimir Padrino,
el general en jefe Domingo Hernández Lares,
to Domingo Hernández
los
Lares,
generales y almirantes,
to all generals and commanders present here,
la aviación, la Armada,
from the
la
Navy,
Guardia Nacional
the National
Bolivariana
Guard,
y la Milicia Nacional Bolivariana, el alto mando militar de la patria. Y a toda la oficialidad presente,
to all officers
la
present,
juventud militar
the
de
youth,
Venezuela, bajo la consigna Chávez vive, independencia y patria socialista, leales siempre. La milicia nacional, mira, están los milicianos también. Los milicianos y milicianas en el palco presidencial del Teresa Carreño, pues, para que agarren palco, como dicen, para que agarren palco. Bueno, mi saludo, pues,
well,
queridos
I want to say
compañeros.
hi to all of you.
Verdaderamente las reflexiones que vienen haciendo nuestros invitados
All
especiales,
all the statements from our guests.
¿no? También se encuentra entre nosotros
Here
uno de los
between us,
comandantes de la Revolución Cubana,
one of our commanders from the Cuban Revolution
Ramiro Valdés.
is the comrade Ramiro Valdés.
Mira, Ramiro, vale. Saludos solidarios. Saludos solidarios y revolucionarios.
A revolutionary
A
greeting
todas y a todos.
to everyone present.
Estamos conmemorando estos 10 años
We are honoring this
de la partida a la
10 years
importancia
after
del
the passing of our Commander Chavez.
pero no lo conmemoramos como una efeméride más de nuestra historia.
But we don't honor it
Así
as
que
another special
nos
date
reunimos para celebrar
in our
su
history,
legado,
but we gather to celebrate his legacy,
permanente, su vigencia.
his ideals.
Estaba leyendo algo que me mandó ahorita Jorge Arriaza, que siempre me manda
I was
fotos
reading
fresco.
something that Jorge Riasa sent me.
Entonces me mandó por WhatsApp Arriaza,
And sent me a message through WhatsApp,
escribió en Polianalítica, una página de esa de redes sociales. Y dice
and it says,
la intención de voto, dice una encuesta
the
de
voting,
derecha,
this is a
data analysis,
a voting poll from
de los
the
gringos
right,
de Venezuela, que dirige Luis Vicente León, un encuestólogo muy vinculado a los gringos, muy amigo de Diosdado. Diosdado lo cita mucho en su programa.
there is a very good friend from Diosdado.
Diosdado. No es así. Si lo cita mucho porque es amigo. ¿Va a negar esa amistad, Diosdado?
Are you going to deny this
Luis
friendship?
Vicente León es un encuestólogo de derecha, Raúl, de derecha, Daniel. Y él dice
And he says
que la intención de voto
that the voting intention
todavía hoy en día
for Chavez,
sería a 10 años de su partida
after 10 years of his passing, it will be the
56%
56% of all Venezuelans.
Hoy Chávez supera la aprobación de intención
Today,
de
Chavez
voto
surpassed the
de todos
voting
los políticos
intention
de este país.
from all the politicians of our country. As José Vicente Rangel said, well, it is 4:23 p.m. We are going to communicate with the headquarters because at 4:25 on March 5th they are preparing the cannon for the ceremony to honor our commander at the exact time at 4:25 to remember that sad day, that March 5th from 2013. We were beside him when we received that cruel
compañero Adán Coromoto Chávez Fría. Adelante, Adán, si me escuchas por allá, cuartel de la montaña.
Buenas tardes, presidente.
Good afternoon,
Aquí
Mr.
estamos
President.
en el momento del cañonazo
We are here
por la lealtad
witnessing
al comandante Chávez.
the ceremony.
Vamos a presenciar la ceremonia.
We are going to witness the ceremony now.
Viviremos y venceremos. Viviremos y venceremos. Presidente, aquí estamos con
Mr.
este
President,
pueblo
we are here
maravilloso.
with the Venezuelan people.
Lamentablemente parece que no tenemos retorno, no lo oímos aquí.
Sadly, we can hear very well.
El cañonazo por la lealtad a nuestro comandante eterno, presidente. Estamos desde esta mañana rindiendo honores.
We are here from this morning honoring our commander with representatives from the Venezuelan government, from the People's Power. They have been here throughout the day.
La flor de nuestro comandante. Adelante, presidente, para que intercambie con nosotros. Aquí están nuestros padres, nuestros hermanos.
We are here with our parents, with our family, and accompanied with the people. We want to say hi from this ceremony with all the international guests that we have here. We remember the ideals of Hugo Chávez in this 21st century. And with this ceremony we remember many things. All this love. Well, my greetings to the father of our commander, to Doña Elena, to all his brothers, his daughters and sons, to all the family of our Commander Hugo Chávez. And greetings to all the people that have been marching throughout the day. I was following this to national television, all the events. There were beautiful events. Where the remains of our commander. We were watching this huge mobilization, this spontaneous mobilization from the west of Caracas, from Sucre's Avenue. The people took to the streets. They mobilized. The beautiful people always present. It is impressive. I was impressed to see the people on the streets as it was yesterday. They remember this March the 5th after 10 years. We are here standing, watching the future, and ready to keep the fight. That's right, Mr. President. Once again, we send you, we recognize this legacy. It's as you said, we are here, everyone here is impressed as how many people took to the streets, how many people have visited. A quick review of this, of the logistic, that until now they have 3 times more people than last year. And there's still many people present here. We have been here all day and we have witnessed this ceremony. This morning we said that the best way to honor our commander is to remain alongside these people, alongside all people, to straighten the conscience and resisting and to continue this path. And we also said that we are here and will continue to be here with the people and to honoring the life, because Chavez will always be with us. Thank you, Adam. All my greetings to the family and all the people that is present over there with you. To continue honoring his life, we will remain here with all guests. Thank you.
Yo también te amo, mijo. Y los amo.
I love you all. This is the strength that unites us, our love for the homeland. This is a very strong moment of many memories. After 10 years, there have been presence, the permanent presence of his ideals, of his commitment to move forward, constructing our free homeland and independent. Our socialism of the 21st century, above everything. Who knows about hardships, our people, all the threats, all the sanctions, all the criminal sanctions against our people. And the imperialism believed that they could impose, but we clearly stated that no to colonialism, free homeland, yes, imperialism model, our sovereign homeland, it's our path, and we are going there. To resist, to active resistance, to rebirth from Chavez ideals, and to revolution, to change everything that need to be changed, everything that is wrong. Whatever they are, whoever they are, we need to revolutionize everything. This is the new time, the new transition to socialism, because we strongly believe that the humanity is entering a new time, new changes, new political changes, and the revolutionary strength from Latin America and the Caribbean. We cannot be left behind. We can ignore these changes. We need to be ahead of the changes to a new model, to a new social model. We need to diversify, where everyone construct their own reality, their own path. They point very high and always forward. Because if there's one thing that we learn from our commander, is to always move forward, never to settle, never to settle. It is what it is. If there is a result, you need to live, because if you cannot do your best for the people, you cannot be here. Never to settle. Always revolution, change, or anything. Always favoring the people. This is the new transition to socialism. This is the new transition to a new model. They want to impose us new methods through social media, so they can think or do, but we have the secret weapon, and it is our identity, our culture. This is our secret weapon. This is the secret weapon of the people who fight for the freedom. This is our path, to think big and to act big and to stay united all the time, because there's always people who will try to divide us. In this day we held a meeting and we were reviewing all these outside forces to try to destroy the revolution. We need to stay focused against these forces that aims to destroy the revolution. They want to seize this hardship. They try to confuse and divide the people. The people have to say to them no to these forces whenever they are. People have to take care of the political, and we always have to take care of the union of our people. We need to support the leaders, to all the leaders from the community, to all the community leaders. We need to build from the ground up all the time, to build social forces in the communities, all the leaders of the more than 46,000 communities, from the communities, from the communes, from the social movements, from our Congress, the big patriotic, from all the political parties. We need to stay united to remain the construction of our homeland. We learned back in the 70s a phrase from the Vietnamese that says to unite everything that needs to be united against our enemy. That's the Vietnamese says. And that was the main objective of their fight, to achieve the victory. And we took this for ourselves, to unite everything that needs to be united, to work in for the construction of the socialism. These are the most powerful feelings that move us after these 10 years. We are going to continue reading the lines, the ideas of these valuable men and women from the Caribbean and Latin America. With their presence here, they told us that Chavez's legacy is alive. This powerful presence from Latin America and the Caribbean, we want to give the floor to Hugo Chávez, the Prime Minister of Dominica, the great friend of our Commander Hugo Chávez.
I first met President Chavez in 2004.
Fue en 2004 cuando por primera vez conocí al presidente Hugo Chávez.
And I can say to you that he was a very sincere gentleman.
Y les puedo decir que fue un caballero sincero, honesto.
And I had many opportunities to engage him in discussion.
Tuve muchísimas oportunidades de hablar con él en distintas ocasiones.
And for me, President Chavez is not dead.
Para mí, el presidente Chávez no está muerto.
He lives among us.
Vive entre nosotros.
And it is important for us to continue his legacy.
Es fundamental para nosotros continuar con su legado.
And my message to us here today
Y el mensaje que traigo hoy para ustedes
is that we must always maintain the unity which President Chavez taught us.
que es que debemos preservar siempre la unidad que él nos enseñó.
I extend profound and sincere commendation to President Maduro.
Quisiera felicitar de manera sincera y desde mi corazón al presidente Maduro.
I have always known President Maduro to be at the side of President Chavez.
Yo sabía que el presidente Maduro siempre iba a estar del lado y con el presidente Chávez.
And like me, I am sure President Chavez is very pleased with the leadership of President Maduro.
Y como yo estoy convencido de que el presidente Chávez está sumamente feliz con el liderazgo que ha mostrado el presidente Maduro.
President Maduro has led the people of Venezuela with the same dignity which President Chavez led Venezuela.
El presidente Maduro ha sabido liderar al pueblo de Venezuela con la misma dignidad con la que le lideró y lo presidió el presidente Maduro, el presidente Chávez.
When President Chavez died, there were some who said that Chavismo is dead.
Cuando el presidente Chávez falleció, muchos dijeron que eso marcaba el fin del chavismo.
That the integration movement is over.
Que el movimiento de integración había fenecido.
Well, 10 years have proven them very wrong.
Pues bien,
Chavismo is very strong today and alive today in every single country in Latin America and the Caribbean.
10 años después, hemos demostrado que se equivocaron. El proceso de integración hoy está vivo, es fuerte y sigue avanzando.
And I'm here also to say to President Maduro and the people of Venezuela
Y estoy acá para decirle al presidente Maduro y al pueblo de Venezuela
that we stand in absolute solidarity with you and the great people of this Bolivarian Republic.
que le manifestamos toda nuestra solidaridad a usted y al gran pueblo de Venezuela.
And that we stand in condemnation of these unjust sanctions against the people and government of Venezuela.
Y condenamos completamente estas injustas e ilegales sanciones que se le han impuesto al gobierno y al pueblo de Venezuela.
That Nicolás Maduro is the constitutionally placed president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Decimos también que Nicolás Maduro Moros es el presidente constitucional de la República Bolivariana de Venezuela.
So those who do not want to recognize him as such, that is a matter for them. But we, the progressive, dignified people of the world, recognize President Maduro as the president of Venezuela.
Aquellos que no lo quieran reconocer, eso es su problema. Nosotros, las fuerzas progresistas y dignas del mundo, lo reconocemos como el único presidente constitucional de la República de Venezuela.
And that no sanctions placed on the people of Venezuela will bend the people of Venezuela.
Ninguna sanción que se imponga al pueblo de Venezuela logrará doblegarlo.
And so we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the passing of Comrade Chavez.
conmemoramos este 10º aniversario de la siembra de nuestro comandante Hugo Chávez.
We've declared comfort that his legacy is alive and well in the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Pero nos consuela mucho ver que su legado está vivo y más fuerte que nunca en esta República de Venezuela.
Chavez vive. Chavez vive. And long live the legacy of President Chavez.
Viva el legado por siempre de Hugo Chávez.
And I say finally to you, the people of Venezuela,
Y por último tengo este mensaje para el pueblo de Venezuela.
that you should be a proud people
Deben estar orgullosos
to have given the world a person in the caliber of President Chavez.
de haberle legado al mundo una persona con el calibre del presidente Hugo Chávez.
And we owe and I say to his dear parents and siblings and family,
Y quisiera decirle a sus padres, su madre, a toda su familia,
that Chavez is not dead.
que Chávez no ha muerto.
Chavez is living among us and in us
Chávez,
as revolutionaries in the Caribbean, Latin America, and the world.
Chávez vive entre nosotros, dentro de nosotros, de entre todos los revolucionarios de el Caribe y América Latina.
And so, President Maduro, you have my absolute solidarity.
Por ende, presidente
You have
Maduro,
my absolute respect as the leader of this great nation, the
Usted
Bolivarian
tiene-
Republic of Venezuela.
toda mi solidaridad y mi total respeto como
And-
presidente de la República Bolivariana de Venezuela.
And I dare say you're on the right side of history.
Y puedo decirle, usted está del lado correcto de la historia.
Pa'lante. Pa'lante. Gracias. Muchas gracias a todos. Thank you very much.
Pa'lante. Rubel, gracias Rubel.
Thank you very much, Roosevelt.
No le llega al corazón a millones acá en Venezuela
These words means
y en el mundo.
everything to the people of Venezuela and the world.
Yo quisiera entonces también
I would like to we return to South America,
corazón de Sudamérica, desde el Caribe Oriental.
to the heart of South America.
Venimos nadando y nos vamos a pie, cruzamos los Andes y llegamos a La Paz. Y ahí está nuestro querido
And here is
presidente
our dear president,
Arce
Luis Arce,
Catacora, mejor conocido como Lucho Arce, presidente
better
del
known as
Estado
Lucho Arce,
plurinacional
president
de
of
Bolivia,
the
por favor.
plurinational state of Bolivia.
Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Muy buenas tardes a todas.
Good
todos,
afternoon to everyone.
todos los comandantes. Aquí estamos llenos de comandantes. Con nuestro comandante Raúl Castro que nos acompaña.
We have our commander Raúl Castro that's here with us.
Nuestro comandante de Nicaragua,
Our commander from Nicaragua, Commander Ortega,
y también nuestro comandante
and
Maduro,
also
que
our
está
commander
aquí con
Maduro,
nosotros.
who's here with us.
Saludar a todos los presidentes,
I want to say hi
expresidentes,
to every president, former president who is here with us,
pueblo venezolano,
to the Venezuelan people.
desde
From Bolivia, we greet the Venezuelan people. So many things that we can say about Hugo Chávez. Many things have said, I won't repeat it, but there's one thing especially for the young people. I would like to share this history for those who doubt that socialism is a path, it's a better path for humanity, a justice and opportunity path. In the 1999, in our country, there was discussed in a book that was released every few months. It is the end of the history of Hugo. This book basically said that the socialism was no more. It was better to think about communism. That society it was better capitalism. And we, the old socialism, we were in a process of change in our country. We do discuss alternative to the neoliberalism model. And that's where we created our model. We put into practice in our country. But in this debate, we were lucky to, we have the joy to, Commander Hugo Chávez won the elections with more than 50% here in Venezuela. And this is the most important thing. He returned hope to us, to those who believe in socialism, that we witness our brothers from Cuba. It was the broad example of socialism in our region. And after that, we saw Cuba and Venezuela walking alongside and working towards socialism that today represent our Latin America. And also at that time we were debating for some that doubt about little by little they witnessed how capitalism was moving forward. And with the winning of Hugo Chávez at that time, that transformed Venezuela, and today Commander Chavez will be proud of the Venezuelan people that have proved strength against the imperialism. The things we remember about Commander Hugo Chávez, there are too many. His solidarity, but also something I always remember about Commander Chavez, not only developing solidarity, but once again, it's about stay united. But without the unity, we can move forward. that the idea is moving forward, that a new society is possible. And when we see countries that are defending these thoughts, we can realize that there's a legacy of many that many have thought about a country of opportunity for all. This legacy, we also honor this legacy from Commander Hugo Chávez. I remember perfectly, it's been imprinted on my mind, so many stories from our meetings. We have read about Commander Chavez before and after his passing. And the greatest thing is his ideals for the youth. And today we see a fight in Venezuela. Is that he managed to reach the youth, giving them not only hope, but a reality of a homeland for everyone, for every Venezuelan. Our Commander Chavez proved to us several strategies, and he explained many things, very important things to us, that are applicable today, not only in Venezuela but also in many countries where we believe that a better society is possible. Commander Chavez proved to us ideas that today is the answer against a globalization. That is failing today. And that is, and every revolutionary owes to still building these ideals. That's the best way to honor Commander Chavez. That's why the Bolivian people remember him. To a Bolivarian Hugo Chávez with Bolivia. Not only with our important aspects that have made our peoples as brothers. And Commander Chavez is always present in every popular movement in our country. It's easy just remembering. This morning in Bolivia we remembering this decade after the passing of Hugo Chávez in Bolivia. Another thing is that Commander Chavez in the different species is love. A revolutionary man must be a man that does everything for love. There is no unstoppable feeling than love. Loving it's most important the common than individual It's most important the majority than minority. It's the most important is the objective, the hopes, essential changes in society that are our own life. That's what Hugo Chávez taught us. And we learn throughout life, for example, Che Guevara also taught us that a revolutionary gives his life to benefit a population, to a majority that today is unfavored and has many hope placed in our. So to be here in this ceremony in Venezuela is to express our profound solidarity with the Venezuelan people against the sanctions of the imperialism and other, that the only objective is to impose their legacy on our people. The people want freedom, they want self-determination, they want to live in peace, and that's what it's created in this. Simply, just to mention, not only in Bolivia, but also in all Latin America, Hugo Chávez's ideals and his actions. That is the most important thing of a leader, is to lead by example, and that's what Hugo Chávez said and did, and therefore he will never stop being with us.
Chávez vive. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Mr. President of the Plurinational State of Bolivia, Lucho Arce. I thank him for his words. In Bolivia, this powerful popular movement, they have been present, Commander Chavez, in their parade and their meetings. With the President of Bolivia, it's also the Secretary General of the EU. And an executive of this movement. We want to congratulate all the Bolivian social movements, the social class in Bolivia, the indigenous movements in Bolivia, always present. I would like to give the floor to the President of Latin America and the Caribbean.
Mr. President of Latin America of the Caribbean,
To Ralph Gonsalves, President of the Community of Latin America and the Caribbean, and Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a great friend of our Commander Hugo Chávez.
Thank you very much, Comrade Nicolás.
Gracias, camarada Nicolás.
Comrades,
Camaradas,
on the Presidium at today's proceedings,
miembros de este presidio,
my brothers and sisters from Latin America, the Caribbean, and the world,
mis hermanas, hermanos de América Latina, del Caribe y del mundo,
warriors of the Bolivarian Republic,
combatientes de la República Bolivariana de Venezuela.
I have come to Caracas today
He venido a Caracas hoy
to honor further my friend and comrade Hugo Chávez,
para honrar aún más a mi amigo y hermano Hugo Chávez,
to remember him in love,
para recordarlo en el amor
and in truth,
y en la verdad,
and to do so by personal testimony.
y haciéndolo mediante un testimonio personal.
I was first elected as Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in March 2001.
En 2001 yo fui electo por primera vez primer ministro de San Vicente y las Granadinas.
Shortly thereafter,
Poco después,
I met my comrade Hugo Chávez.
conocí al comandante Hugo Chávez.
From then until his death in March 2013,
Desde ese momento hasta su muerte en marzo de 2013,
I struggled with him in the political vineyard,
batallé con él en el viñedo político
for advanced social democracy and socialism,
para avanzar el socialismo y la justicia social,
for anti-imperialism,
el antiimperialismo,
against the hegemony of monopoly capitalism globally,
en contra del hegemonismo del capitalismo hegemónico por todas partes,
for the unity of the Latin American and Caribbean civilizations,
por la unidad de las civilizaciones de América Latina y el Caribe,
and to do so in solidarity with like-minded peoples, parties, and groups across the world.
y hacerlo en solidaridad con aquellos que piensan como nosotros en la región, en el mundo y distintos pueblos, partidos y grupos.
After his mortal remains left our earthly city,
Una vez que sus restos mortales abandonaron esta ciudad terrenal,
I have carried on in that same struggle in solidarity
yo he continuado con la misma lucha en aras de la solidaridad
with his younger brother,
con su hermano menor,
his comrade, his son,
sus camaradas, sus hijos,
Nicolás Maduro, who has been an exemplary fighter for the Bolivarian Revolution. And
he seguido con su hijo, el que le ha continuado, un luchador ejemplar, Nicolás Maduro Moros, que ha continuado en este combate en el seno de la Revolución Bolivariana.
and who has proven in practice
Quien ha demostrado en la práctica
that Hugo Chávez's choice of him as his successor
que la decisión de Hugo Chávez de seleccionarlo como su sucesor
was absolutely correct.
fue absolutamente correcta.
A choice which has been repeatedly endorsed and vindicated through elections.
Una elección que ha sido reiteradamente apoyada y reivindicada en todas las elecciones,
The support of the people of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela,
con el apoyo del pueblo de la República Bolivariana de Venezuela.
despite concerted attempts by imperialism
A pesar de los intentos concertados del imperialismo
to defeat him
para derrotarlo
and the people of Venezuela.
y para derrotar al pueblo de Venezuela.
The work of Hugo Chávez
La obra de Hugo Chávez
thus continues.
continúa.
Every morning,
Cada mañana
I have a routine.
Normalmente sigo una rutina.
I get up
Me levanto
between 4 and 4:30 in the morning.
entre 4 y 4:30 de la madrugada.
I say my prayers.
Hago mis oraciones.
I go into my study.
Voy a mi estudio.
I make myself a cup of coffee.
Me preparo un cafecito.
And I look at the walls.
Y veo las paredes.
And I remember my mother and my father.
Y recuerdo a mi padre y a mi madre.
Fidel and Chavez.
Fidel y Chávez.
The first thing which I realized about Chavez
Lo primero que me percaté acerca de Chávez
is that he loved the people of Latin America and the Caribbean
es que amaba al pueblo de América Latina y el Caribe,
particularly the poor and the working people.
sobre todo los pobres y el pueblo trabajador.
And he loved them in a manner in which it was like a fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken.
Y lo amaba de una forma como si fuera un empecinamiento que lo llevaba a montarse en ese barco en medio de las tempestades.
This force of nature,
Esta fuerza de la naturaleza,
this man who was shaped on the anvil of experience and forged in the cauldron of struggle,
este hombre que fue fraguado en el alma de la lucha y en el espíritu de la batalla,
tough in fighting imperialism
muy duro al momento de combatir el imperialismo,
and the local oligarchy,
así como la oligarquía nacional.
was gentle and loving
Era un hombre gentil y amoroso
to children,
hacia los niños,
to the poor,
hacia los pobres, los
to the
humildes,
disadvantaged,
aquellos con menos ventajas que otros,
to those who had suffered
a los que sufrían
from the legacy of native genocide,
aquellos que eran las víctimas del genocidio indígena de la región
and the enslavement of African bodies.
y aquellos que habían sufrido la esclavitud por ser de color negro y fueron traídos de África para ello.
And he did it with a naturalness, without any fake.
Y lo hizo con total naturalidad. No había nada fingido en ese amor de Chávez.
His love for the people was a noise in his blood, an echo in his bones.
Y el amor a la gente estaba en su sangre y se arraigaba en sus huesos.
He never, on any occasion,
Nunca, en ninguna oportunidad,
exhibited divisiveness,
hizo gala de división,
bad-mindedness,
tampoco de una actitud negativa o mala,
or malice.
ni malicia.
He was stuffed with uplifting values,
Era muy rígido en el ensalzar los buenos valores,
of humanity,
los valores de la humanidad,
and believed
y creía
deeply
profundamente
that a better world was possible.
que un mundo mejor era posible.
He dedicated his life
Dedicó su vida
in struggle and in sacrifice
en la lucha y en el sacrificio
to lift the poor and the working people,
para ayudar a los pobres y a los trabajadores,
to fight imperialism, to defend sovereignty and independence,
para luchar contra el imperialismo y defender la soberanía y la independencia,
and to stand askance against interference
y
and intervention
mantenerse firme ante cualquier intento de injerencia o intervención en su país,
in the internal affairs of his beloved Venezuela
de intrometerse en los asuntos de su amada Venezuela
and our America.
y de nuestra América.
Hugo Chávez died undefeated.
Hugo Chávez murió invicto.
His spirit was unconquerable.
Su espíritu no podía ser conquistado.
Imperialism did not conquer him.
El imperialismo nunca pudo conquistarlo.
Neither did death.
Tampoco lo hizo la muerte.
That is why he lives.
Por eso sigue vivo.
When we call him the eternal commander,
cuando lo llamamos el comandante eterno,
it is not rhetoric.
No se trata de pura retórica.
The word eternal,
la palabra eterno,
the adjective before commander,
ese adjetivo que colocamos antes de comandante,
means that he and his ideas,
significa que él y sus ideas,
and his example, and his life,
su ejemplo, su vida,
are always with us.
Siguen estando con nosotros.
And he lives in us and with us.
Vive en nosotros y entre nosotros.
As we go about our daily work.
A medida que nosotros nos dedicamos a nuestras tareas diarias. Continuamos con nuestra vida y continuamos con nuestro trabajo productivo.
His enemies,
sus enemigos,
abroad and at home,
tanto fuera como dentro,
cannot change, cannot alter,
no pueden alterar, no pueden cambiar
his and his people's immense accomplishments.
Los inmensos logros que ha tenido su pueblo y su país.
In Venezuela,
en Venezuela,
as a result of the policies and programs of Hugo Chávez,
a raíz de las políticas y programas de Hugo Chávez,
millions of people were taken out of poverty.
Millones de personas fueron sacados de la pobreza.
Millions of people for the first time had decent health care.
Millones de personas por primera vez tuvieron acceso a la atención médica.
Of people had better housing.
Millones tuvieron acceso a una mejor vivienda.
And who had no housing?
Y los que no tenían vivienda,
got livable housing.
Bueno, les dieron una vivienda para ellos.
The indigenous people,
los pueblos indígenas,
who are frowned upon,
que estaban allí con él,
were uplifted.
Fueron mejorados en su condición general.
Those who had racist feelings against black people,
aquellos con sentimientos racistas contra las personas de color,
he made sure that every single person of African descent, whether in Venezuela or elsewhere,
él garantizó que todas aquellas personas de afrodescendientes, tanto en América Latina, en el Caribe y en el país,
be lifted up against white racism,
fueran apoyados y se levantaran en contra del racismo de los blancos.
And he opposed the hypocrisy
y se opuso a la hipocresía
of white liberal imperialism.
Del imperialismo liberal blanco.
And they didn't like him for it.
Y por eso ellos no lo querían.
And for that they called him all sorts of names.
Y por eso lo llamaban con tantos apodos.
Well, they thought that the Bolivarian Republic would be no more.
Ellos pensaron que la República Bolivariana no iba a sobrevivir.
When he was dead.
Cuando murió.
Well, he was dead mortally.
Bueno, murió en su carne, como ser mortal.
But the foundations which he left and the ideas and the men and women whom he built up to succeed him.
Pero las bases, las ideas, los pilares que él nos dejó, los hombres y mujeres que habían sido impactados por sus ideas,
it has all been a marvel to the world.
Han constituido una maravilla para el mundo.
A country of 27 million people.
Un país de 27 millones de personas.
Picked upon by the biggest, largest, most powerful country in the world of 350 million people.
Atacado por el país más poderoso, más pudiente del planeta, con 350 millones de habitantes.
That country mobilized all their economic, legal, political and military resources against Venezuela.
Ese país movilizó todos los recursos económicos, legales, todo el poder militar en contra del pueblo de Venezuela y de la República Bolivariana de Venezuela.
And that Venezuela has survived.
Sin embargo, Venezuela sobrevivió
and thrived.
Y se ha mejorado incluso
and that
más.
is the true legacy of Hugo Chávez.
Y ese es el verdadero legado de Hugo Chávez.
Before I met Chavez,
antes de conocer a Chávez,
I had an early conversation with Fidel.
Yo había hablado con Fidel.
He told me
y él me dijo
that I would meet the most selfless human being.
Me dijo, mira, vas a conocer al hombre más humilde y menos egoísta que te puedas imaginar.
That he has ever met in Latin America.
En toda América Latina no había un hombre menos egoísta que el presidente Hugo Chávez.
He told me that I would meet the most generous.
Me dijo que vas a conocer el hombre más generoso.
Human being anywhere in the world.
El ser humano más generoso de todo el planeta.
He said to me,
y me dijo,
those who believe in God
aquellos que creen en Dios
would see that Chavez is a gift from God.
Van a saber que Chávez es un don de Dios.
And from my personal interaction with Chavez,
y a raíz de mi interacción personal con Chávez,
all what Fidel told me
pude verificar que todo lo que me dijo Fidel
was true.
Era cierto.
And Chavez showed me even more than what Fidel said.
Pero Chávez me demostró mucho más de lo que Fidel me había dicho. Petrocaribe
is the brainchild of Hugo Chávez,
es una creación de Hugo Chávez,
which helped countries in the Caribbean,
que ayudó a los países del Caribe,
which imperialism set about to destroy.
Que el imperialismo quería destruir justamente.
Who is therefore my friend?
Por ende, amigos míos,
those who want to help me,
aquellos que me quieran
or
ayudar,
those who want to destroy those who are helping me.
O aquellos que me quieren destruir y no me quieren ayudar.
Hugo Chávez was in Bahia.
Hugo Chávez fue a Bahía
in 2008
en el 2008
at the meeting called by Lula
a una reunión invitado por Lula
as the precursor to the establishment of CELAC.
Que fue la reunión precursora de la creación de la CELAC.
I remember
y recuerdo
he clashed with a man from Colombia named Uribe.
Y ahí hubo como él se enfrentó con aquel hombre de Colombia que era Uribe.
Uribe had a different view of integration than Chavez.
Porque la visión de Uribe en materia de integración no tenía que ver nada con la del presidente Chávez.
That's a conversation for a different time.
Ahora, esa conversación la podemos tener en otro momento.
But Chavez had the idea of an integration which is people-oriented.
Pero la integración de Chávez estaba orientada hacia la gente.
And within that wider integration,
y dentro de esa integración más amplia,
he and Fidel,
él y Fidel,
conceived of and brought into being ALBA.
Concibieron y pusieron en práctica al ALBA.
And Chavez always said ALBA is like a fist.
Y por eso Chávez dijo que el ALBA es como un puño.
When a particular country with a particular leader wanted to join ALBA,
cuando un líder en particular quiso entrar en el ALBA,
he said,
él dijo,
Ralph, we cannot allow it.
No lo podemos permitir, Ralph, que entre.
If that country comes in,
porque si ese país entra al ALBA,
the fist will become like fingers which are opened.
Ese puño se va a transformar en una mano abierta.
If you box imperialism,
y si tú golpeas al imperialismo
with your open fingers,
con una mano abierta,
you will break your fingers.
Te vas a romper los dedos.
ALBA must be like a fist.
Pues bien, el ALBA debe ser como un puño.
Firm and unconquerable.
Firme, recio y unido.
Oh, the lessons are legion.
Las lecciones que nos dio fueron innumerables.
I am unlikely in my lifetime
Creo que en mi vida
to see any other revolutionary figures
es muy improbable que yo vuelva a encontrarme con unas figuras revolucionarias
like Fidel,
como
and
Fidel
Chavez.
y Chávez.
They are our inspiration.
Ellos son nuestra fuente de inspiración.
They are our guide.
Son nuestro guía.
Today,
hoy,
we pay tribute yet again
una vez más rendimos tributo
to Chavez.
A Chávez.
And he lives.
Él vive.
And therefore,
y por ende,
in our work,
en nuestro trabajo,
we must not do anything
no podemos hacer nada
to undermine,
que socave,
to subvert
que trastoque
the ideas for which he stood for.
Las ideas que él y ellos defendieron.
And to lift higher
Y levantar aún más alto
the struggle
la lucha
for peace,
por la paz,
for security,
por la seguridad,
for justice,
la justicia,
for prosperity,
por la prosperidad
for all,
de todos nosotros,
in accordance with the Bolivarian principles.
de acuerdo con los principios bolivarianos.
Long may the ideas and the memory and the life and work
Las
an
ideas,
example of Hugo Chávez
vivan las ideas, las memorias, el ejemplo, la obra de Hugo Chávez.
I reaffirm my love, my comrade.
Y quiero reiterar
Thank you
mi
very much.
amor, compañeros todos.
Bueno, muchas gracias, Ralph. En estas pausadas y profundas ideas
With these thoughts
que nos entregas en esta jornada
that you delivered to us today,
de conmemoración,
in this ceremony
de reivindicación
when we honor
amorosa de nuestro comandante
our
Hugo
Commander
Chávez.
Hugo Chávez.
Verdaderamente escuchar de estos líderes
It's truly a pleasure to listen to his heroes from Latin America.
palabras tan expresivas,
These thoughtful words,
tantos testimonios
so many histories
de un hombre que era un huracán
of a man
de
that was
pasión,
like a
un huracán de
hurricane.
amor, un huracán de nobleza, de
He
humildad,
was a noble and humble
de
man,
sencillez, de honestidad.
simple man.
Y toda esa fuerza es la fuerza que nos mueve
And all
nosotros.
this strength is the strength that
La llamarada
moves us,
sagrada
the sacred
de la
flame
patria buena, la patria
of the
bonita.
homeland.
Y como ustedes lo pidieron,
As you
para
requested
mover
it,
un poco el esqueleto, le vamos a regalar
and to dance a little bit,
José Luis Bermúdez otra
we're
vez,
going to listen
con el
José Luis
canto
Bermúdez.
de primera, la patria buena.
Yo no me quedo en la casa, pues al combate me voy a defender la puerta en el Valle del Momoy. Yo no me quedo en la casa, pues al combate me voy a defender la puerta en el Valle del Momoy. La palma arriba, vámonos, San Benito, échate un palo y canta con alegría, que en Bogotá los tambores ya resuenan por la vida. San Benito, échate un palo y canta con alegría, que en Bogotá los tambores ya resuenan por la vida. Ey, ey, oh. Vámonos, Babacono, vámonos montaña arriba, a darle un beso al jardín que para siempre quedó en los ojos de Bolívar. Cantando usted, hombre, vámonos, Babacono, vamos. A darle un beso al jardín que para siempre quedó en los ojos de Bolívar. ¡Duro! ¡Ey, ey, 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 ey! ¿Y dónde están las mujeres y las hijas de Chávez? Voy a decirle a Carache, el de las mujeres lindas, que convide a Betty Joque y ya lo más de Bonilla, y a todos los pueblecitos que adoptan la serranía, pa' que vayan juntando leña por si la lucha se enfría. Y a todos los pueblecitos que adornan la serranía, pa' que vayan juntando leña por si la lucha se enfría. Arriba, ve, vámonos, ve. Ey, 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 ey. marca carraquero, el tejedor de alegría, mala ¡ey, ey, 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 ey! Marcus ahora mueve la palma arriba. Uno. Voy para allá, vamos. Voy para allá. Voy para allá. Por Chávez. Voy para allá. Por Bolívar. Voy para allá. Por Fidel. Voy para allá. Por la patria grande. Voy para allá. Por la unidad latinoamericana. Voy para allá. Por la vida. Voy para allá. Por la paz. Voy para allá. Y por el amor. Yo no me quedo en la casa, pues al combate me voy. Voy a defender la puerta en el Valle del Bomboy. Yo no me quedo en la casa, pues al combate me voy. Voy a defender la puerta en el Valle del Bomboy. Voy, 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 ¡ey, ey, 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 ¡que viva Chávez! ¡Que viva Maduro! ¡Que viva la patria! ¡Hasta la victoria siempre!
Bueno, con este ejercicio que hemos hecho de alegría
With this workout we did
y de fuerza,
and strength,
le agradezco a José Luis Bermúdez
I thank José Luis Bermúdez
al grupo
and
Los
his group
Chevrolet por su presencia.
for their presence here.
La siembra del cantor, el grupo La Siembra del Cantor. Que baile Diosdado, dicen ustedes.
You want Diosdado to dance,
Que cante Diosdado.
to sing?
Va a tener que cantar Diosdado.
We're gonna have to sing.
Diosdado canta y baila. ¿Ah? Jodedores, ¿no? Son jodedores. Va a tener que cantar Diosdado. Bueno, excelente. Muy hermoso toda la jornada.
Very beautiful
que se ha
meeting and
desarrollado
ceremony that
desde
we developed
el viernes 3 de marzo.
from the
Muy
from
hermosa esta
on
jornada.
Friday until today.
Y tenemos entonces las palabras que nos llegan también
And
de
then we have the
Centroamérica,
message from Central
de la
America,
Nicaragua rebelde,
from Nicaragua.
de la Nicaragua sandinista, el comandante
Our
presidente
commander and president, Daniel Ortega.
Saavedra, compañero, adelante.
Queridos hermanos
Dear brothers,
venezolanos,
dear Venezuelan brothers,
bolivarianos,
Bolivarian brothers,
todos hijos de Bolívar,
everyone is son of Bolivar and daughters.
Chávez. Gracias a Sandino
Thank you to Sandino
gracias a Sandino que le tocó librar una de las tantas
and he wants to
batallas
free our so many battles
que él libró y ha librado el pueblo nicaragüense contra el imperialismo yanqui.
that the Nicaraguan people fought against the imperialism.
conocer a Chávez.
That's how I met Chavez.
Porque antes de conocer a
Because
Chávez,
before I met Chavez,
conocí a Fidel,
I met Fidel,
a Raúl, a Ramiro,
I met Raúl and Ramiro,
comandantes de la revolución. Nosotros estábamos en la batalla.
we were fighting,
levantando la bandera de Sandino
we were raising the flag of Sandino
para alcanzar la independencia, la libertad
to reach our independence
de
and freedom of
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
A lo largo de la historia por el
It
imperialismo
was
yanqui.
battered throughout history
Pero
by the
Nicaragua,
imperialism,
derrotando el imperialismo
but
yanqui
Nicaragua, by defeating imperialism
desde los años 1855,
since the
Nicaragua
18th century,
invadida por los esclavistas yanquis. De ahí surgiendo los primeros himnos antiimperialistas.
from there the first
De la sangre, del alma del
rhythms,
pueblo.
anti-imperialism rhythms from the people.
Muerte al yanqui, de oro sediento. Muerte al vil y cobarde invasor. De ahí
They reclaim the
nace
death from.
el sentimiento antiimperialista del
That's
pueblo
where
nicaragüense.
anti-imperialism
Un pueblo
feeling
humilde,
from
un
Nicaragua
pueblo
was
trabajador,
reborn. A
un
humble
pueblo
and working people,
que quería paz
a people who want
y
peace,
derrotó al yanqui,
and they defeated
el pueblo nicaragüense.
imperialism, the Nicaraguan people.
Destacamento de nicaragüenses, de patriotas, valientes,
The
encabezados
brave
por
people,
el general José Dolores Estrada,
led by General
el
José Dolores
combatiente
Estrada,
heroico,
and so many great
como el
fighters
sargento Andrés Castro, que quedándose sin municiones, tomó
that
una
without
piedra
ammunitions,
y la lanzó contra
he took
el
a stone
yanqui
and threw
que se
it
lanzó al
against,
asalto y lo derribó. Y por eso decimos en Nicaragua,
that's why we say
y que no
Nicaragua.
olvidemos los nicaragüenses,
We must never forget
Andrés, lanza la piedra,
how Andres threw the
lánzala.
stone.
El enemigo es el mismo.
The enemy is the
El
same,
enemigo es el mismo, el yanqui agresor.
the imperialism.
Y luego la batalla de Sandino
Under
y de Celedón
They
enfrentaban
came
a tropas
Sandino.
yanquis,
They also defeated the same
al
enemy,
ejército más poderoso de la tierra.
the most powerful army in
Sandino logrando que no lo derrotaron los yanquis,
imperialism couldn't defeat Sandino.
obligados a retirarse.
They were forced to withdraw from Nicaragua.
Tuvieron que admitirlo como una derrota
They have to admit a
en su
defeat
historial de guerras. Y no les quedó más alternativa
and they had no
que
choice
buscar las trampas, las traiciones,
to look for defeat,
el
to
diálogo,
deceit and dialogue
el diálogo para la paz.
to achieve peace.
Y Sandino, lógicamente, ella ha luchado por la paz y está convencido
And then Sandino
que
was also convinced
salida a las tropas invasoras de Nicaragua y planteando el presidente del momento,
and that
presidente
he said to the president at that time
un diálogo para la paz.
to create a dialogue to
Sandino
achieve
sabía
peace.
que el riesgo era enorme.
Sandino knew that
Se lo decían
there was a huge risk.
los comandantes del ejército,
The commander
defensor de
of
la
the
soberanía
army said
nacional.
so.
Pero Sandino razonaba y decía
But Sandino
que
reasonably
la
said
lucha se había vuelto más compleja, más difícil.
that the fight was more
porque el
complicated,
enemigo
more
que tenían
difficult,
enfrente,
because the
con la
enemy
tropa yanqui, ya se había ido. Bueno, y
was
estaba el
already
presidente.
gone,
Saca
but the
su
president was
parecer,
there.
una persona llena de buenas intenciones, y estaba Somoza, que habían puesto a los yanquis al frente de las tropas.
There was also Somoza that
que
was
habían
the head of the
organizado
military
en Nicaragua.
And during the first visit of Sandino to Managua, worrying about his well-being, and Somoza said to Sandino that they're brothers. There's a famous picture of this. Because Somoza was an instrument from the imperialism. He was a useful instrument. They invited Sandino to a dinner on February 21st. On 2034, to sign the peace agreements, they invited him to the presidential palace. Sandino attended this dinner, and after the dinner, where the president was there with his families and daughters, and when Sandino was returning to his home in Managua, that's why they captured him. By orders of the imperialism, they captured Sandino and they assassinated him. That's why we have learned throughout history that dialogues with imperialism are a death sentence. To agree with dialogue with imperialism is like wanting to buy a ticket to hell. It's like they always propose dialogue. The greatest killers of history. They propose dialogues everywhere, and they stab everyone behind their back to destroy and assassinate. Because for them, the hegemony of imperialism, the essence of this hegemony, which is capitalism, and to oppress the people, it's something that is non-negotiable for them. That's why many people, like the case of Nicaragua, we have no other choice than to take arms. And then, with a revolutionary fight, we managed to defeat imperialism. And that's what the victory of the Sandinista revolution. In this last phase, we have the solidarity of Fidel, our big brother Fidel, those men that never die. And we were in the last phase of the offensive.
Ya estamos en una guerra de posiciones. Ya habíamos logrado capturar los cuarteles
We already managed to seize the headquarters of the main cities, but Managua.
Y se combatía en Peñas Blancas, que es la frontera con Costa Rica. Y hacia allá tiró todas las fuerzas, somos la fuerza entrenada en los Estados Unidos.
Those the army trained in the United States with arms delivered by the United States,
con aviones que lanzaban bombas,
with planes that threw out bombs
por los Estados Unidos de
from the United States.
Y ahí vino Fidel.
And then Fidel
reunió allá en Cuba.
He gathered in Cuba
A los hermanos latinoamericanos,
our Latin American brothers
en el ejército, que estaban pasando escuelas, que estaban pasando
that were training for the army.
De la lucha armada en América Latina. Y Cuba abría sus brazos a los pueblos.
And Cuba opened its arms to the people so they can defend themselves. He gathered them and said, Nicaragua was living a crucial moment. They already have a more advanced military training. They were already trained in heavy arms, like the cannons and mortar. There were no times for us to send people to Cuba, and Fidel asked if there's someone to go and fight in Nicaragua, and many people raised their hands. Our Latin American brothers from Chile, from Argentina, from many nations, and our brothers from Venezuela, from Cuba, they joined these forces. That was crucial. They brought weapons, they brought cannons that were crucial to defeat the elite forces that Somoza has. And then this final battle, this final victory, that it was the result of the courage of the Nicaraguan people, the admiration of Fidel for the Nicaraguan people. Cuba was the first who spread, published the first book about Sandino. And Fidel with this extraordinary vision and commitment with the people, with Sandino, with our ancestors that also fought against invaders, because the battle has been the same throughout the history. And our blood is indigenous blood. That's where our resistance comes from. And therefore, Fidel was determinant. It was crucial for the victory of the revolution. And as Bolivar also achieved this victory,
habiéndose incorporado al ejército defensor de la soberanía nacional, hermanos venezolanos.
Our Venezuelan brothers.
Sandino conoció del pensamiento de Bolívar.
And Sandino knew about Bolivar ideas.
Documento.
And he wrote a document that he called Bolivar's dream, how to make it a reality. And that's where he stated how we should stay united. The people, the government, the army from Latin America. Sandino wrote about this. That undoubtedly what he could do is to send in to other presidents.
Lógicamente, ese documento nunca fue objeto de discusión en esa reunión.
This document was never discussed in this meeting. But it was sent to other people throughout time. And everything that was new about the Sandinista movement. How Sandino was a son of Bolivar. Fidel was a son of Martín, and also a son of Bolivar, because he fought to achieve Latin American unity. And Hugo Chávez, he was the youngest son of Bolivar. And right here I remember one of the many meetings that we have. I remember when I have the chance, the miracle that when I was in Cuba, and Chavez also arrived in Cuba when nobody thought that Chavez would be a president of Venezuela. When there was few people from the left that looked just suspiciously after him, Fidel welcomed him in Cuba, and they invited me to a meeting in the Bolivar Square in Havana. I went there, and the historian from Havana, they presented Chavez to me. They introduced him to me. And Hugo Chávez addressed the meeting, and I was amazed to listen to him. I thought it was a miracle. It was a miracle because he was a young man with a military training, but with this foresight, this courage to address with this clarity. He was a revolutionary.
Que se vino forjando y vino agrupando compañeros ahí.
He was gathering people in the academy and the army.
Y luego la primera rebelión.
And after that, the first rebellion.
Que parecía una rebelión de militares.
That looked like a military rebellion.
Era una rebelión revolucionaria.
It was a revolutionary rebellion from the Venezuelan people. And that's when Fidel invited him. And Fidel received him at the airport. And after Chavez addressed the meeting, I was completely amazed of his clarity, of his strength. And after that, Fidel invited us to drive with him. And we did a tour throughout Havana until we get to the house of we were living at. And then we talked for a bit. And then I said to Chavez, there's a meeting from Sao Paulo Forum. It's going to take place in Salvador. It will be good that you attend to this meeting. We will be there because we knew there was always complications. There was no clarity to understand the process that the Venezuelan people were underway at that time. Because then when Chavez met with Fidel, we had that meeting. Then I'm talking with a comrade. There is no distance between us. There's just a military man. There's a revolutionary man, a convinced man. That military man must be a revolutionary man, so they can be an instrument of peace and security for the people. And after that,
me está alertando, me dice que quiere que haga un mensaje como el que hicimos en un aniversario el 26 de julio, que fuimos todos allá, y entonces nos dijeron que hiciéramos por escrito.
They said to us to write a statement,
lo más 5 minutos.
No more than 5 minutes.
Bueno, y fui disciplinado una vez. Fui disciplinado ahí. Me hicieron disciplinados los hermanos. Y bueno, preparé el discurso y
I prepared the statement.
traté de hacer, sí, el disparo en ráfaga. Y entonces 5 minutos.
And then I spoke just for 5 minutes.
Quedaron asombrados los compañeros.
And they were amazed.
De que había logrado un discurso de 5 minutos.
That I managed a speech of just 5 minutes.
Así es que, queridos hermanos, queridos compañeros,
So dear brothers and sisters,
y podríamos pasar toda la tarde
we can
hasta la
spend
madrugada
all
y
this
seguir
afternoon until morning.
mañana. Sí, no me cansaría de
I will never get tired
compartir con ustedes
to share with you
lo que ha significado y significa Chávez
what Chavez has meant and means,
y cuánto tiene de valor.
and how much value Chavez has.
Tiene el valor porque Chávez es la síntesis de la lucha
Chavez
que ha
is
librado el pueblo venezolano
the fight
desde
that the
que
Venezuelan
vinieron los primeros
people
invasores
has
hasta
fought
que
throughout
finalmente
history.
se alcanzó la victoria por la vía electoral.
Yes, this was one of the biggest challenges of Chavez, because he always had the army. And there were some who said to him to go, not to go to the elections. As I once said, when I was on the street with Chavez, that the Bolivarian revolution they managed to defeat gravity, because throughout elections it seems because Allende managed to do this and he was ousted. And Chavez had the wisdom to know that they had a people backing us, with an army, that his ideals were present, and this army will never be against the people, against a rightful government, like the one. Dear brothers, I send to you my love and the love of the Nicaraguan people that always have Chavez in their hearts. We feel as our people, we feel Chavez and Fidel as part of our life and are part of our family. And the Venezuelan people, how brave they have been throughout this fight. They have been crucial. The armed forces have been crucial to turn the coup against Chavez. And so our brother Nicolás Maduro can move forward despite the imperialism, despite the blockade, despite the assassination attempts. And what said the so-called Democrats? It's all history for them. You have lived like Cuba, have resisted and is still fighting 60 years of blockade. And what is the United Nations does? Nothing. What democracy are they talking about? If at the United Nations, over 100 countries voted against the blockade, most countries had voted against the blockade, and there's nothing done. The blockade is still going. So there's no use for the United Nations, only to back aggressions, invasions, and terrorism against the people, and to condemn the heroic people that defends their dignity, like the Venezuelan people, and the Cuban and Nicaraguan people that are not willing to subdue to the imperialism. Don't leave the Bolivarian Revolution.
Chávez vive. Chávez vive, Chávez vive. La lucha sigue. Venceremos.
Gracias, Daniel. Gracias, Daniel. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
Sabemos que es así.
We knew that this is true.
Chávez es parte de la historia
Chavez is
viva
part
de
of,
Nicaragua.
of the Nicaraguan history.
Allá en Managua, cuando uno llega,
When you visit
la
Managua,
principal avenida de Managua,
the main avenue
que
in
cruza
Managua
Managua desde el lago
that goes through
hasta la
Managua
zona norte de Managua,
until the north part
se llama Avenida Bolívar Chávez,
is called
y hay
Bolivar
un
Chavez
rostro
Avenue.
de luces de neón de Chávez prendido
And there is
todos los
a
días
face of Chavez.
de todos estos años. Y por allí marcha el pueblo, por ahí
And through that place, the people
pueblo siente
demonstrate, the people feel
la mirada, la sonrisa y la
the gaze
presencia
and the smile and the
de su
presence
amigo, de su familia,
of his
Hugo Chávez. Nos
brother
consta,
Hugo
porque
Chavez.
así lo hemos visto.
We attest to that.
Y para cerrar con broche de oro
And to close this
este
ceremony,
encuentro hermoso
this beautiful meeting,
de vigencia del pensamiento bolivariano del comandante Chávez, vamos a dejar con ustedes con el general de ejércitos, líder revolucionario de Cuba,
we give the floor
Raúl Castro,
to General Raúl Castro
de
Ruz.
los Castro Ruz de Virán.
Gracias.
Compañeras venezolanas y venezolanos,
Dear Venezuelans,
invitados. No se preocupen,
do not worry
mi discurso va a ser el más breve
that my speech is going to be the shortest one.
de todos los que sean pronunciados
That all speeches that have
desde que
been
fue creada esta importante
that have been pronounced this ceremony.
esta revolucionaria organización. Hoy el récord lo batió
Today the record
mi hermano
was set by my
Ortega
brother Daniel Ortega
y González, el presidente
and
Caribe,
González,
quiero decirle, uno de los más importantes cubanos.
one of the most important ones.
Bueno, no se asusten porque me ven con unos papeles en la mano.
Do not
Son
scare
unas
because
pocas cuartillitas que me han hecho el honor
you have honored me,
nuestro hermano Maduro,
our brother Nicolás Maduro,
que pronuncie usted los últimos en pronunciar
to
las
ask
palabras
us to
finales
give
de
the
este
latest statements
importante evento.
of this ceremony.
Bueno, estimado Nicolás Maduro Moros,
Dear President Nicolás Maduro,
presidente de la hermana República
President of the
Bolivariana
Bolivarian
de
Republic of Venezuela,
estimados presidentes y primeros ministros,
dear Presidents and Prime Ministers,
hermanos y hermanas venezolanas,
brothers and sisters from Venezuela,
en tantos años de lucha
in
revolucionaria,
so many years of revolutionary fight,
dentro de unas pocas semanas cumpliré
in a few weeks
92 años.
I will have 22 years.
En tantos años de lucha
In so many years of
revolucionaria,
revolutionary fighting,
y empecé a los 22 años.
and I began at 22.
Y a los 22 años y unos pocos meses
When I was 22,
fui de cabeza a la prisión
I went to prison for attacking the Moncada headquarters in Santiago.
Hermanos y hermanas venezolanas, repito, en tantos años de lucha revolucionaria, hemos experimentado el dolor.
We have experienced the loss of many comrades,
algunos muy jóvenes,
many of them very young,
el momento de mayor esplendor de sus vidas, como Chavez. Recuerdo la preocupación.
I remember the worry that we lived when we knew he was sick, when we witnessed how brave he stayed in his disease. We suffered greatly his passing. Chavez was our brother, a brother who won our sympathy. Very early, Fidel saw a leader in him and witnessed a great political future when many never knew him. Chavez had the same revolutionary spirit that encouraged the revolutionary in the Cuban Revolution, that there is a possible victory while we keep fighting. It was present in Chavez's ideals. The concept that it is possible, no matter how hard the challenge, Chavez put into practice these thoughts daily. I remember Chavez asked us about our revolutionary fight. He read about them very much, but he wanted to live them. He wanted to know the history. I want to remember briefly one of the greatest moments that we lived. After the operation of Fidel in 2006, Chavez visited in August of that same year, and we shared for a few hours, the three of us, and we celebrated the birthday of our commander. 10 years after that, I remember clearly when Maduro visited us. I would always remember how Chavez and Maduro encouraged Fidel in those difficult moments for his health. Chavez, as an expression of the great sensibility, he had the idea of drawing Fidel. He confessed that he was trying to draw a picture, but he was not. He brought Fidel a picture from a Venezuelan painter, and this gave me the idea to give Chavez a painting of Fidel, drawn in 1959 by the Mexican painter, by David Alfaro. That painting I had in my office. I remember that Chavez at that time, he said, it was the greatest of the visit I had in my life. And about Fidel, he said, he was a great human being. What materials is made of? It's like you said, it's from But Chavez returned to Cuba very quickly on September in 2006 after a tour of other countries. Chavez decided to surprise Fidel and he visited Havana. Chavez arrived early and apologized to Fidel for arriving at that time. You know how Fidel was about resting and working. Once they asked him what was the job he less liked, and he was sleeping, that it was how many hours he had to invest. Said to Chavez it was no matter the time, that he was pleased about the visit. And Chavez answers, there was no need to thank him.
Una frase impactante de esa que Chávez sacaba del corazón. Un tiempo después, cuando
A time after that,
visitó de nuevo,
when Chavez once again visited us,
una conversación por casi 2 horas.
we had a conversation of nearly 3 hours, and it was about how worried we were about the high prices of foods, among other things. And Fidel and Chavez once again joined their ideas. I was witness of a similar process. Fidel visited Chavez in Havana when he was under surgery. Once again, these two leaders continue planning how to turn their dreams into ideas. One of the strengths of Chavez was his loyalty to the principles and commitments he takes. Chavez set ideals that also points our path. As I said before, the Cuban people quickly knew about Chavez, his charisma, his sympathy. When we knew that he was sick, our people wanted to know about his evolution, his state, and what he could be done. Chavez's death, it caused a profound grief in the Cuban people. The people don't make mistakes with their leaders. A few days after his passing, Fidel wrote one of his reflections on March 5th. This afternoon passed away the greatest friend over the Cuban history. Chavez and his comrades, they shake our continent. They influence our Latin American history. We have been witness of the aggressions to defeat the Bolivarian revolution. But we have also been witness, and we have witnessed with pride how the Venezuelan people have defended their accomplishments and never we have witnessed the leadership of President Maduro to continue with the Chavez work and his capacity to stay firm. And in this fight, Cuba has been and will always be alongside your people, along and defending the union between the military and the people. That's our honor to Chavez, to be with him, to follow him all the time. Long live Chavez.
Continúa lo que ha sido el desarrollo de esta clausura del Encuentro Mundial por la Vigencia del Pensamiento Bolivariano del Comandante Chávez en el siglo XXI, un gran compromiso de los movimientos sociales por la emancipación y la liberación de los pueblos como parte del cumplimiento del legado del comandante eterno Hugo Chávez. Ha sido concluido en un documento que lleva entonces lo que ha sido el pensamiento de los pueblos.
Imposible, llenos de verdades, llenos de sentimientos. Tenemos una base.
We have a foundation, a powerful foundation
para seguir avanzando.
To move forward.
Si nos ponemos a observar
if we look at the trajectory,
si nos ponemos a observar el camino recorrido,
if we look the path we have undertaken,
si tenemos capacidad para tener una apreciación
if we have the capacity to appreciate
de lo que hemos vivido,
what we have lived,
de las luchas que hemos dado, tendríamos que decir
we will have to say
que lo tenemos todo para seguir avanzando,
that we have everything to keep moving,
para seguir construyendo
to keep building our big homeland, our Latin American land, to keep building socialism of this 21st century. That is the destiny of our people. Thank you very much. Long live Chavez ideals. Long live the homeland.
Muchas gracias. Vamos a escuchar.
Thank you very much.
En homenaje a nuestro comandante. Muchas gracias.
En el tango alguien planta una flor, junto al Bolívar le dicen el libertador. El libertador, grito de justicia, tierra y libertad, vuelven a resonar en Sudamérica. Ha comenzado una nueva revolución y esta vez avanza con convicción. ¡Una bulla chavista! Cultura y buena educación, respeto y dignidad al indígena, socializar igual la privatización, mejoras laborales para el trabajador, lo que la tierra ofrece de la población, contra la oligarquía y el explotador. Una guerra de medio manipula la verdad. Enséñale los dientes de la cara al diosa. fuerte con rotundidad. Cuando un pueblo se sabe organizar, es un pueblo sabio y libre. Una bulla, Chavez. Lejos de la perfección se avanza al caminar cuando se tiene ilusión. Wow, wow, wow. Lejos de la perfección se avanza al caminar cuando se tiene ilusión. Una guerra de medio manipular la verdad. Enseñale los dientes a la cara al tío Sam. Sin dar un paso atrás. Vamos adelante, comandante, ponte al frente con honestidad. Comienza a amanecer en Latinoamérica, comandante. Paso firme hacia adelante, pisa fuerte con rotundidad. Cuando un pueblo se sabe organizar, es un pueblo sabio y libre. Aire de rebelión chavista, aire de rebelión en Latinoamérica. Tiempo de transición, tiempo de transición en toda América. Adelante, comandante, ponte al frente, comandante, de Latinoamérica. Paso firme hacia adelante, pisa fuerte, comandante, de Latinoamérica. Chávez vive, vive, la patria sigue, sigue. Arriba, 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 arriba. Que viva la revolución bolivariana. Que viva nuestra fuerza armada revolucionaria, nuestra milicia bolivariana. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. 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 De pie cantar que vamos a luchar. Avanzan ya banderas de unidad y tú vendrás marchando junto a mí y así verás tu canto y tu bandera florecer. La luz de un rojo amanecer anuncia ya la vida que vendrá. De pie marchar, el pueblo va a triunfar. Será mejor la vida que vendrá a conquistar nuestra felicidad. Y en un clamor mil voces de combate se alzarán. Dirán canción de libertad con decisión. La patria vencerá. Y ahora el pueblo que se alza en la lucha con voz de gigante gritando adelante. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. La patria está forjando la unidad. De norte a sur se movilizará a derrumbar el odio y la traición. A unidos en la lucha y el trabajo irá. La patria cubrirá su paso ya. Anuncia el porvenir, de pie cantar. El pueblo va a triunfar. Misiones ya imponen la verdad. Y acero son ardiente batallón. Sus manos van llevando la justicia y la razón. Mujer con fuego y con valor, ya estás aquí junto al trabajador. Y ahora el pueblo que se alza en la lucha con voz de gigante gritando adelante. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
Con estas emotivas imágenes y con estos emotivos mensajes de los líderes de Latinoamérica que convivieron en la lucha política
We were watching live the closing ceremony of the historical world meeting on the validity of the Bolivarian thought of Commander Hugo Chávez in the 21st century. The ceremony was held at the Terraza Carreño Theater and was attended by several heads of state and important personalities of Latin America and the Caribbean. Argentinian intellectual Atilio Boron presented the conclusions of the different debates held over the weekend in the world meeting. President Maduro highlighted the importance of Commander Chávez's legacy and what his values represent for the world. Speaking at the ceremony, former President of Ecuador, Rafael Correa, reminisced on how he met Chavez and what he meant for the Venezuelan and the region. Evo Morales, former President of Bolivia, also said a few words highlighting the figure of Commander Chavez. Morales added that the best gift that can be made to Hugo Chavez is to never give up and always push forward united in the face of imperialism. The former President of Honduras, Manuel Zelaya, spoke about the historical significance of Commander Hugo Chavez, adding that against the desire of colonial powers, 10 years after, the revolution is stronger than ever. In parallel, authorities held La Ceremonia del Cañonazo, the cannon fire ceremony in honor of Commander Hugo Chávez's legacy, exactly at 4:25 p.m. local time, marking the moment when Commander Hugo Chávez entered immortality 10 years ago. Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro laid out the path to follow to continue strengthening the Bolivarian revolution. Dominican Prime Minister Hugo Chávez said that many thought that with Chávez's passing, integration in the region was finished. Yet 10 years later, the peoples of the region proved them wrong. Integration stronger than ever. The Prime Minister added that Dominica stands in full support of the government of Nicolás Maduro and the Venezuelan people and strongly reject all illegal sanctions against Venezuela. The President of Bolivia, Luis Arce, stated that Hugo Chávez, together with Cuba, brought hope to the region of a better future for all the peoples. The Bolivian President stressed on the importance of unity to face current challenges. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves also addressed the ceremony, giving an account of his personal experience with Commander Hugo Chávez and highlighted all the achievements Chávez's policies had in Venezuela and the region. Nicaraguan President Daniel Ortega also addressed the ceremony, speaking of the great legacy of Commander Hugo Chávez. The closing statements were delivered by Cuban Army General Raúl Castro Ruz. Raúl recalled Hugo Chávez's bravery and the long history of brotherhood between Cuba and Venezuela. We will continue providing updates on today's paramount activities commemorating Commander Hugo Chávez in upcoming news brief. Stay tuned with teleSUR English.